This segment is sponsored by Patient First. A healthy start to the school year begins with preparation. By focusing on physical health, sleep, hygiene, and emergency planning, parents can help children thrive both in the classroom and beyond. So here to help us prepare for a happy and healthy school year is Dr. Malini Joel, Medical Director at Patient First. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Well, this is a very timely conversation because all the kids are heading back to school. But help us understand why those school physicals are just so important before every new school year.
Exactly. Thank you so much. So that's a great question. Making an appointment with your child's doctor before school is vital. It helps to get them up to date and caught up with everything. You can catch any vision or screening problems, vision or hearing problems, get their vaccines up to date, make sure their sports physicals and forms are filled and ready to go for the school year.
Yeah, and then of course that information stays with the school, the nurse has it. Is there any important information that you think parents need to let the nurses know before the school year
Absolutely.
starts?
So if your child has chronic medical conditions, if they have any allergies, and also if there are any daily medications that they're taking, it's important to have signed doctor's orders or action plans that are signed and with the nurse so they can use them if needed.
Yeah, that's great advice. All right, let's talk about sleep. I feel like this is so important for kids. So can you help break it down? What is the good or best amount of sleep for school-age kids?
So that's about 9 to 12 hours for school-age kids. And definitely in the summertime, it's hard because kids have no sleep time and they stay up really late, and so it's hard to just transition right away. So it is important to slowly get them back there in increments and try to have a regular wake time and cut off the screens an hour before so they can be rested.
Yeah, I think that's huge. Like, take the phones away. Do not let them scroll all night or into the night. They'll be exhausted. Talk to us how that affects performance, academic performance, when they don't get enough sleep.
Yeah, so if they get good sleep, it helps them pay attention in class, it helps with memory and also problem solving. But if they don't get enough sleep, they can actually have poor performance in grades, they can have behavior issues at school, and also it can lead to absenteeism and missed days.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's not good. Before classes begin, what can parents do to help make sure that their child is meeting all of the school requirements?
So talking to the school nurse or getting the forms ahead of time to see if there are recommended or required immunizations, or if they're participating in sports, making sure all those forms are filled out and that they're safely cleared to participate in them, and getting those done. And
you don't want the kid to miss out, because they will miss out.
They will, yeah.
Yeah, I kept getting notices that if my daughter didn't have a certain immunization, she couldn't go to the first day. So that's a big deal. That's not a great way to start the school year. All right, we all know when the kids go back to school, it seems like those illnesses pick up. What are the common illnesses that you see happen in the beginning of the school year? Yeah,
definitely. So that close indoor contact does lead to a rise in respiratory and bacterial infections. So we see common colds, the flu, strep throat, pink eye, stomach bugs, hand, foot, mouth. A lot of those kind of illnesses spread pretty quick.
Okay, what can we do to prepare ourselves, or possibly prevent things from happening to our kids?
So teaching your kids about germs, making sure they know how to wash their hands correctly and when to do it, teaching them about using soap and hand sanitizer if they can't get to the bathroom, and the appropriate times to wash their hands and clean themselves.
Okay, that will hopefully prevent the spread. I always say, if you're going to sneeze,
sneeze in your
elbow.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so very much for being here. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Sure. For more information, just go to patientfirst.com.